this better be Jesus. Because I done threw away all this money. They folks gonna kill me.
When CJ got home, he went down to the basement.
Fucking
And I
punk.
began to pray. I never prayed as an adult like that. The next day, my mother had came down there and was like, you know, what happened? What was wrong with you? And I literally just said, I'm saved. I just knew that was what had happened. I'm saved.
CJ turned his life over to God and enrolled in Bible college. He also got rid of his guns. But for an ex-drug dealer in the streets of Washington, he was vulnerable. It wasn't even safe for him to get a haircut.
When I was at the barbershop, I was known to tell my barber not to spin me when he cut my hair, but to walk around me and keep me facing the door. Because at that time in the inner city, a lot of young people were getting killed in barbershops. And I would face the door, and if anything came through the door do harm to me, I was gonna get at it before it got at me.
While CJ was getting his haircut, the dealer he owed money to walked in.
This individual was not one that you really wanted to play with. He was a gangster. He would kill you on sight. When he comes through the door, I automatically reach for the gun so I can do something, but I didn't have the gun. The guy walks up on me and he says, I heard you're with Jesus now. And I said, yeah. And he said, pray for me. And he turned around and walked out. And that was a blessing because God really spoke to me and said, I told you I can protect you.
Bullshit.
Today, CJ is a pastor, ministering in the same streets where he used to hustle drugs.
I think people need to see people that have made mistakes, but had one point said yes, and Jesus just came and changed their lives. I live a good life as a result of the gospel, the purpose that God has instilled in my life. I represent the guy that was rebellious, that went to prison, the guy that been shot, that did all the wrong things. But I show forth his glory because at any moment when there's one word from the Lord that's interjected in your life, all your past can change.
Oh boy.
Sandy Boyd remembers when she played in a field of flowers as a child.
I felt like it was a safe haven for me. I felt loved. I was free to run and sing and dance and move freely without it being directed by someone else.
But that field was only in her mind. Sandy was 12 years old when her father began using her in satanic rituals.
My dad became involved in Satanism and gave his life to Satan and used me.
Satanism is not worse than Satan, dumbass.
Sacrifice to Satan. Every time that he would come to me and want this to happen, I would just leave and I would go into this field of flowers where I felt safe. It was my place of refuge.
Sandy was born into a family that practiced witchcraft for many generations. She says they even had a guardian spirit to protect them they called Mrs. Coral.
We would ask her questions. We would hear noises if it was yes, and different noises if it was no, and we would conjure her up in seances.
One thing their guardian spirit didn't protect Sandy from was her father.
During the night, he would come in my room. And he would, start chanting. And when he started chanting, I felt demonic beings around me.
He also forced Sandy to use cocaine to control her. Finally,
Can't force anyone to use cocaine.
By now, she was addicted to drugs.
Drugs are a
She lived
choice.
on the streets and turned to
It's not a
prostitution to
disease.
survive.
It was a choice that I made, but it really, at that time, it was the only choice that I had.
That choice was confirmed when Sandy
You just said it was a
guardian
choice.
spirit for guidance.
But he forced
She
you.
was
Make
the
up your
reason I
mind.
could keep getting up in the morning and thinking that I can go and prostitute myself and make enough to take care of myself.
During the next 10 years, Sandy married and divorced twice and had a daughter from her second marriage. Over that time, the drugs, demon spirits, and her father still ruled her life.
When I couldn't find my drugs from other people and other places, then I would always revert back to him.
Sandy gained custody of her daughter